Yeah, welcome to Steph Academy Nutrition Center. Yeah, I want to make predictions for biology, paper 2, section B, which is the essay part. Yeah, so I'll make my prediction. That can help you to start. So my first prediction is coming from the part which is under plant, which is the differences between the monocotyledonous and the dicotyledonous plant. So you need to know the differences between the mono means one and di means two. So monocotyledonous and the dicotyledonous plant. So you need to know the differences, which is very, very important. At the same time, you need to know that the type of plant that undergoes monocotyledonous and the plant that undergoes dicotyledonous. Yeah, sometimes they can even ask you to identify or to explain or to state the examples of a plant. So it's very important that you know the examples of the plant that undergoes the two types of the stated feature. Then, apart from that, uh, the next part is the part is coming from digestion. You need to understand and know the digestion in the mouth, what type of food is being digested in the mouth, and also what are the enzymes that are found in the mouth. This can also help you for part A, which is section A, and also in paper 1, because no matter what, I know you have a question on digestion, especially in paper 1 as well. Yeah, then as I said, the enzymes that are involved in digestion in the mouth, and also the type of food that are being digested in the mouth. Then also go to digestion in the stomach. What are the enzymes that are involved in the digestion of food in the stomach? And also what type of food is being digested in the stomach, which include what? Which include the proteins. Apart from that, the purpose of the hydrochloric acid, which is found in the stomach. Then from there we go to digestion in the duodenum, the type of enzyme that are found in the duodenum, and also don't forget the type of food that are being digested in the duodenum. And the last one is jejunum. The type of enzyme that are found in the jejunum, the type of food that are being also digested in the jejunum. Then from there we go to the next part, which is the dietary needs. So which means the diet, what type of diet is needed, for example, like for a person who does a manual working. Apart from that, the pregnant woman, what type of diet is needed for someone who is pregnant and why? And also for a baby, what type of food is needed for a baby, and also into give reason why. Then also the lacting women or woman, which is a breastfeeding woman, what type of food is needed for a woman who is breastfeeding. Then apart from that, also the growing child, what type of food is needed for a growing child. Then the next part is you also need to know, for example, like on food test, I know some people say this is the practical part, but especially in paper 1, even in paper 2, they can ask you, for example, like on food samples, example, the chemical that can be used to test for starch, for reducing sugar, for non-reducing sugar, and also for protein. So you need to know the chemical that is used to test for starch, and also the food that contains starch. And if starch is present, what happened to the iodine solution? Then the chemical that is used to test for protein, which is burette, and what's the color for burette? And also what happens if a protein is present? And also don't forget the reagent that is used to test for reducing sugar, and if the sugar is present, what color is being observed, then and also the steps that are involved for all the food samples. Don't forget, it's very, very, very important. Otherwise, you might meet a question in paper one, or sometimes even paper 2 is very important. Hope it's very much clear on this part. Then the next part is the minerals that are needed for plant growth. So for plant to grow, what type of mineral nutrients are needed? So for example, like magnesium. What's the importance of magnesium in plants? And if the plant is lacking magnesium, what happens? So into state the condition and also the importance of magnesium. Apart from that, also the phosphorus, same applies into to know the importance of phosphorus and the diseases caused if lacked in a plant. And also the nitrogen, the importance of nitrogen in a plant, the importance of calcium, the importance of the boron in a plant as well, which is very important. So this part, in fact, might even come in paper 1. For example, like they can ask you a question, what condition is caused by plant when it lack magnesium? So it's very important to know these nutrients, ions, and their uses or importance to the plants. The next part is the common ailments of the liver. So don't forget the common ailments of the liver, which means the disease of the liver. So the first one, we have the hepatitis C. You need to know the hepatitis C and its characteristic, and also the cirrhosis and its characteristic as well, and also the hepatomegaly and also its characteristic. These are the diseases of the liver. Then apart from that, we also need to understand the function of the liver. What are the functions of the liver? Then we go to the common ailments or the disease of the alimentary canal. So alimentary canal, don't forget that's the tube that runs from the mouth to the anus. So what are the diseases that are associated with the alimentary canal? So the first one is diarrhea. So understand the diarrhea and able to explain it. Then also the constipation and what causes constipation. Also have the stomach ulcers and what causes stomach ulcers. And also the hemorrhoids, which is bowels, and what causes hemorrhoids. Then the next part is the absorption of water and minerals by the root hair cell. And after water been absorbed, absorbed by the root hair cell, the water now need to move up the plant. So I also explained the movement of water up the plant. How is water is being moved up the plant? So you need to understand the process as well, which include capillarity and also the root pressure, the decantation, the transpiration pool, etc. All those things you need to know them. Then the other part is on blood. What's a double circulation? Double circulation. I explain what we call the pulmonary circulation and also the systematic circulation. So the major part is double circulation. Don't forget it. And then also don't forget the part of the blood clotting, which is the process of blood clotting, and what's the importance of blood clotting. How blood clotting occur or take place is very important as well. So you need to know the enzymes that are involved in blood clotting, and also the type of nutrients that is involved in blood clotting is very important. Yeah. Don't forget also to go through what is respiration, the types of respiration, and also the differences of the two types of respiration. is very important, in fact, and also the ATP and its significance. Then also the other part is the effect of smoking on the respiratory system. What are the effects of smoking on the respiratory system? Then from there we go to gaseous exchange in humans, able to interpret and also explain the gaseous exchange in human, and also the gaseous exchange in insect. Very important. They might ask you a question maybe in paper 1 or paper 2. The process of gaseous exchange in human or in insect, and also include fish, especially in paper 1 with the gaseous exchange in fish. Very, very important. And the other part is the excretion in plants. What are the examples of plant excretory products? So the waste that are being excreted by plants, which include oils, oxygen, water. So able to understand them is very, very important, in fact, as well. Especially in paper 1, they might ask you which of the following is not an excretory waste product for plants, or which one of the following is the waste product for plants. So you need to understand both areas, very important. Then also the sign and symptoms of diabetes mellitus, and also able to explain the blood sugar regulation in the body, which part is involved in the control of blood sugar in the body. It's very, very important as well. Then also able to explain and also understand the growth in plants. What's the growth, and also what are the stages of growth in plants, which is cell division, cell elongation, and cell specialization. So able to understand, and also which parts of a plant, example like when the roots or the shoot is given, able to identify which part is concerned with elongation, cell specialization, and also cell division. Apart from that, also able to understand the seed, the maize seed or the bean seed, and the type of germination they undergo, and also the parts and their functions. Very, very important. And then don't forget to go through a response as well, response in plants, and the purpose of auxins in tropism. For example, what is phototropism, what is geotropism, and also the importance of positive geotropism, etc. is very, very important. So even the role of auxin in tropism, understand it very well. The differences between the taxism and the tropism, and also the examples of each type of tropism or response. So don't forget to go through them as well. Then don't forget to go through drugs as well. Drugs are very important. The examples of drugs, their effect, and why do people take drugs is very important. Then also don't forget to go through the human eye, the parts, especially in paper 1, the parts of the human eye, and also the human ear as well. It's very important. Both the human eye and the human ear. So you go through the parts and their functions, and also the disorders of the human ear and the human eye, and what causes the short sight and long sight. Apart from that, the type of lens when someone is suffering from short and also a long sight, and also the formation of images, and what happens when someone moves from the dark to the light, or light to dark place. What happens to the parts of the human eye, and also the accommodation of the eye to the close and distance objects. Don't forget to go through as well. Don't forget also to memorize the part of the vertebral column, because I know I've heard of vertebral column. Sometimes you might be examined on on one of them. For example, they can ask you which part is this, so you need to understand all the parts of the vertebral column and also the general parts of the vertebral column and their functions. And also the bending of the elbow joint. For example, like if you're trying to do this, what happened to the muscles, and also the event or the sequence of events that occur when someone is trying to strengthen the what or bend the elbow joint. It's very, very important as well. Then on your reproduction, and also don't forget to go through the types of asexual reproduction, which include binary fusion, the spore formation, the budding, the multiple fusion, the vegetative propagation. Is very, very important. Don't forget to go through them, especially in paper 1, even in paper 2, especially section B. And also the plant storage organs. The plant storage organs is very important as well. Don't forget to go through it. The other part, crucial part, is the examples of artificial vegetative propagation plants, which include grafting, budding, and also stem cutting, etc. So don't forget to go through them as well, especially in paper 1. Then the other part is the part of the structure of the flower. I know some say, no, this is the 7 week, but even the 12 is there. The parts of the flower, their functions, able to label the parts, etc. And also the advantage and disadvantage of vegetative propagation. Don't forget to go through them. Then also the functions and the part of the flower parts, which include sepals, petals, stigmas, style, ovary, ovule, etc. Know the parts and their functions. Very important, in fact. Then also, don't forget to go through as well the pollination, the types of pollination, the advantage and disadvantage of each type of pollination. This part also is very, very, very important. And the other major crucial part is the seed dispersal. So don't forget, especially in paper 1 as well, the seed dispersal, the type of dispersal, and why, what features are characterized by each type of dispersal. It's very, very important as well. Then also the under reproduction in human, the methods of birth control, the types of birth control method, able to understand them, especially in paper 1 as well. They can ask you a question on 2 or 1 question. Yeah, apart from that, also the function of the placenta, the functions of the placenta, and reproduction in human. Then the other part is the diseases. The diseases, what's the disease? Then the types of diseases, which is we have bilharzia, we have the AIDS, we have cholera, we have malaria, etc. So able to understand the types of diseases. Then don't forget also what is immunity, and also the types of immunity. Very important. The types of immunity. Very important as well. Then on types of immunity, example, we have natural active immunity, the artificial active immunity, the natural passive immunity, the artificial passive immunity, etc. So just able to understand them, what's immunity, and also the types of immunity, and if possible, give examples. Then we all know genetics. It's that genetics is there, especially multiple choice, question 40, question 38, question 39, somewhere there. You can meet question on genetics, the types of variation, and also other questions under genetics. And also by not forgetting the ecology, the food chain, the food web. Apart from that, also the pyramid of energy, the pyramid of biomass, etc. All those are major topics. Then also it's either paper 1 or paper 2. You might face also the carbon and also the nitrogen cycle. So, and you can try to go through as well the carbon and the nitrogen cycle. Don't forget also the last part. I know this part is very crucial, which is biodiversity, the importance of biodiversity, and why it's important to keep some species. Deforestation, conservation of forest, why do we need to conserve fish? Apart from that, also the pollution. What's pollution? The types of pollution, uh, and explain their effect and their sources. For example, like carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, sewage, etc. So you need to mention the effect, the sources, and how to minimize or reduce them. It's very important as well. By not forgetting desertification, the effect of agriculture to the environment, etc. And also the last part is the soil. How can we make the soil fertile? The component of soil, don't forget to go through it as well. This is just a prediction. Stand beyond this, and make sure you write and answer all the questions without leaving anything, because each point you mention provided is closer to an answer. Who knows? Maybe the marker might give you a mark. So the key part here is able to answer all the questions. Use good handwriting and follow the instruction carefully. Thank you very much. May God bless you.